earth, fire, sky, water, and air. Mother Earth, the most powerful of these elements, has been worshipped throughout cultures. Earth is the basis of all life and the source of all stability. Underneath the superficial layer of flora and fauna, Earth beholds the wealth of treasures in the form of various precious minerals. Several metals and minerals are sought for several uses. Copper, the red metal, is currently extremely relevant and essential element in the modern world. Copper finds its use in numerous technological innovations like telecommunications, energy-efficient electronic products, industrial machinery, transportation vehicles, wiring and plumbing in the healthcare and domestic sectors. Another widely used metal in today's modern world is cobalt. Cobalt is an essential element of superalloys and rechargeable batteries. Cobalt is increasingly in demand in the healthcare industry as well as in numerous other sectors. Shalina Resources Limited is a multinational copper and cobalt mining and mineral processing company with mines operating in the Central African state of the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC. A fully vertically integrated company, Shalina Resources was the first among the new investment companies to start producing pure metals in the DRC. For a company that is just a decade old, Shalina Resources has exhibited phenomenal growth and contributed immensely to value creation within DRC. Founded at the turn of the new millennium, Shalina Resources Limited is a subsidiary company of the Shalina Group of Companies, led by Mr. Shiraz Virji, a fourth-generation East African Indian with a Midas touch. Mr. Shiraz Virji established the Shalina brand in 1984 with a vision to be the leading pharmaceutical and consumer products company in every country of sub-Saharan Africa. An ambitious entrepreneur, Mr. Virji achieved this in record time and also founded Shalina Resources in 2001 and Shalina Foundation in 2008. Under the exemplary leadership and guidance of Mr. Shiraz Virji, Shalina Resources rapidly evolved into a fully vertically integrated minerals conglomerate. Its consistent reinvestment allowed it to self-fund the vast majority of its expansions and operations. Mr. Abbas Virji, the dynamic son of Mr. Shiraz Virji, is the director of the Shalina Group and also heads the marketing division of Shalina Resources. Operating from Dubai, Mr. Abbas Virji play a pivotal role in the progress and development of Shalina Resources. In 2001, Shalina Resources made a foray into the new arena of mining by registering Shemef as its operating arm in the DRC. It acquired the Usoke plot of land in the industrial zone of Lubumbashi and gradually set up several processing plants for producing pure metal. Today, the company's activities include mineral exploration, mining, and processing. Major milestones for Shalina Resources. 2001, Shalina Resources acquires Usoke plot of land and starts construction of Process Plant 1. 2003, the mining rights for the Etoile mine. Mining of ore is done at Etoile, which has huge copper and cobalt deposits. 2004, construction of Hydromet process plant begins. 2005, commission of Hydromet process plant producing copper and cobalt carbonate and 100 TPD sulfuric acid plant. Located at Usoke Avenue, in this plant, the leached cobalt is precipitated for final recovery. The cobalt plant production was 2,155 tons of cobalt in 2011. The plant has significant spare capacity and can produce cobalt up to 3,000 tons per annum. The first acid plant located at Usoke Avenue has a capacity of producing 100 TPD of sulfuric acid. This plant has produced 33,435 tons in 2011. 2006, Kilima Simba Stone Quarry constructed. 2007, SXEW plant bought and shipped from Australia and commissioned at Usoke to produce pure copper metal. The ore feed created at the HMS 1 and 2 plants are converted into pure metal in this plant. The current feed enabled production of 20,191 tons copper cathode for direct sale as pure copper metal in 2011. The plant has significant upside in capability, and with the ramp up in feed provided by a concentrator is expected to produce 30,000 tons per annum copper by the end of 2012. 2008, the first heavy media separation plant, HMS 1 at Etoile, commissioned. Here the copper and cobalt ore is concentrated to an enriched ore feed. Designed by globally recognized organizations, the plants employ cutting-edge technology. HMS 1 plant has the capacity to feed 100 tons per hour. In 2011, the HMS 1 plant produced 55,483 tons of concentrate at grades of 8.12% copper and 1.11% cobalt. 2009, development on the mines of Kolwezi with extraction from Makala pit. 2010, a 500 TPD sulfuric acid plant and HMS Plant 2 commissioned at Etoile. The HMS 2 plant has the capacity to feed 335 tons per hour. The HMS 2 plant produced 149,718 tons of concentrate at grades of 8.60% copper and 1.12% cobalt in 2011. The second acid plant commissioned at Etoile has production capacity of 165,000 tons per annum, which is equivalent to 500 TPD. The second acid plant has produced 124,223 tons in 2011. 2011, pre-leach plant to improve acid recycle and bring cost-effectiveness commissioned. With an established presence and long history in the DRC, it was easy for Shalina Resources to acquire the necessary permissions and licenses. Currently, the company produces copper cathodes, cobalt carbonates, and sulfuric acid. Shalina Resources uses hydrometallurgy process to extract copper and cobalt from ore at its plant in Usoke. This process has high recovery rate, less emissions, requires less energy, and gives clean working conditions. The company has 4 processing plants, 2 sulfuric acid plants, 1 stone quarry, and 1 electric substation. The vertically integrated structure of Shalina Resources lowers its cost of production and decreases dependence on external suppliers. The management of Shalina Resources ensured that only the best technology was imported from different parts of the world, so that the processing plants could produce the best in quality in the most efficient manner. Shalina Resources is aggressively implementing 4 projects currently. Usoke upgrades to improve grades, production and capacity. Cobalt SXEW plant to produce cobalt cathodes. Flotation and roaster plant at Etoile to treat mixed and sulfide ores. HMS plant near Kolwezi to produce feed for Usoke. The SHEMF plant in Usoke also has a cutting-edge, fully equipped research and development section, where regular tests are carried on by qualified scientists to ensure the best production. Shalina Resources Limited has significant license holdings in the DRC and a focused exploration program, which provides a strong platform for long-term growth. Under the exploration program, drillings are conducted regularly and the sample cores are processed using latest technology for accurate results by a group of learned technicians. The company has acquired full ownership of potential sites that cover a surface area of 10,800 square kilometers. These are spread along the Katanga and Kibaran geological formation, which hosts some of the world's richest copper, cobalt, and precious minerals, and are part of the Katanga cupriferous arc. Apart from building a growing and sustainable mining company, the consistent innovation used by Shalina Resources also helps in fulfilling its environmental responsibilities. All the industrial processes are adjusted to ensure minimal environmental harm. Special modern technology is used for reducing emissions of the plants. The tailings dam at Etowah is spread over hundreds of acres and ensures the balance in nature. Reduction in energy consumption and green belt improvement are two special programs that Shalina Resources Limited has undertaken for reducing pollution levels. Under the Green Belt Improvement Plan, maize farming is carried out, which employs local people and also produces the staple grain. Shalina Resources employs unique water conservation policy, which is based on the concept reduce, recover, recycle and reuse. Another area of extreme importance for Shalina Resources is the health and safety of its people. Shalina Resources is committed to best practices of employee health and safety and achieves excellent safety results through continuous training and development and offering free health consultations to all employees and their families. Expatriates who come to work in Shalina Resources are surprised by the pleasant weather and the developing infrastructure of the DRC. Friendly people, contemporary lifestyle, and modern amenities of the DRC make their work experience a great treat. Fulfilling its social responsibilities has been a key priority for Shalina Group of companies. Shalina Resources has erected schools and given educational sponsorships. Through the group's Shalina Foundation, Shalina Resources has directly invested in healthcare services in the DRC, particularly in Lubumbashi and Katanga province, by building bridges, clinics, and conducting eye camps and health camps in general. The future vision for Shalina Resources is to continue to be a leading metals producer with a focus on creating value within the DRC. Shalina plans to become the most well-respected copper and cobalt producer in the DRC, whilst delivering value in an ethically based way. Mr. Shiraz Virji says, "Our companies will always serve Africa, whilst at the same time remain profitable and sustain their growth, enabling them to contribute more to the lives of those people who have far less."